Wow, Tom Holland is seriously ripped in this movie. Alright, let's start with the plot. Uncharted 2022 is about a treasure hunter named Sully who ends up recruiting Nathan to help him recover some 500-year-old lost fortune by some explorer whose name I forget. And first starts as a heist, but then becomes much bigger when they are not the only ones after the gold. And there is some rich guy who wants, the money as well. And Sully and Nate need to figure out the clues and solve a very old mystery. But first, they must learn to trust each other to get to the prize before the other 3 people. Goodie number 1. Tom Holland as Nate, oh my god, I loved him in it. But not because he's completely ripped and, so many shots of him being shirtless. At some point, I think it was just showing off his muscles. But anyway, I loved his character, okay? His character. Most of us are aware he does play a pretty big role in another franchise. Spider-Man. I'm usually afraid to see such a big name because he is getting bigger as the years go on into other movies, and I'm afraid I will be not able to disconnect it from his role as Spider-Man. But Tom Holland is a wonderful actor. I completely did not have a complaint about him. His character was funny, charismatic, talented, and all very smart. And no, I'm not forgetting about Mark Wahlberg, but it's Mark Wahlberg. He's always perfect for action movies. Finding out Mark was originally supposed to be Nathan, but as time went on, Mark accepted he is not a 22-year-old. The action sequences in the movie were amazing. It was all about the cool stunts by the actors, because we all know the actors don't do most of their stunts. But I should probably look into that. And a lot of the fighting and killing and explosions, the scenes were amazing, to be honest. Tom Holland did most of the amazing fighting scenes. Mark did fight in the movie, which was awesome as well, but mostly Tom Holland. It was for Tom Holland. It might seem from your point of view that I only like this movie because of Tom Holland and how many times I've said Tom Holland, but you are wrong. I love this movie. It was full of entertainment. Their charismatic duo between Nathan and Sully was awesome, and you were not sure if you could trust Sully or not till now. Don't know if you can trust him, so. And yes, there was other supporting actors as well that pulled the movie together, of course. And this movie is based on a video game, which I never really heard of. But if the movie got me intrigued, then it did something right. And I'm generally seeing that anything that gets produced from a video game tends to usually go wrong. But since I have no idea what the video game is in detail, I will just take the win on this. Now let's moving on to improvements for the movie. Yes, no movie is perfect. Talking about the history of the lost treasure, Nathan was very smart and threw out information like it was nothing to him and was supposed to mean something to me.
Oh my god!
I shouldn't have come out to play with the big boys, Ian, because you're about to get a proper Scottish welcome.
What?
Yeah. Sadly, I was in the movie theater, so I could not pause and rewind what he said in the first 25 minutes of it. It was just all too fast for me. It'd just be me because I'm slow at understanding history, or I just fall asleep, and it's just never been my strong suit. So I zone out when I hear any kind of history, except for film history that I will listen to. And the point is, I wish it would have been slower for the slower people on this side to help the audience, help you guys with the whole mystery of the lost treasure. I do get it. It's meant to look super cool. This kid can speak game and he can memorize all these cool things, photographic memory and all this cool shit. But second improvement, it did feel a bit dry towards the middle of the movie. Some characters were just thrown in just to add a villain, but it did not feel much as a threat to Nathan and Sully. The danger was not there at some points. Zora's character, Santiago, played by Antonio Banderas, was interesting, but it lacked a lot of charisma. It just lacked a punch. By the way, for those who do not know Antonio Banderas, he plays Zorro. You just gotta watch it. It's a good film movie. But back to Uncharted. If it wasn't for all the action they put in this, maybe it would not have done so well. Off to watch the movie again and click any of these flashy buttons if you like this video. And there's actually more down here, so if you want to click one of those, let me know down below what you thought of the movie. And now hug the person next to you, or if you are alone, hug yourself and say, I am amazing. Till next video. Mwah. And that is a cut. See you guys next video.